Hi, Adobe Education community. Welcome to our weekly Adobe Creative Educator Show. We're so excited to be here with you today and have a very special guest, Jornea, who's going to introduce herself in a moment and is joining us from the Flipgrid team. If you're just joining in, please post in the chat where you're joining us from. We'd love to get to learn a little bit more about you, where you're based in the world, and what you're teaching. We always love our global community of educators. And today we have a super special announcement. So Adobe is teaming up with Flipgrid for a new ISTE lesson library. So you'll get to hear more about that in a moment. But without further ado, I'd like to hand it off to my partner in crime, Miss Tanya Abreth, to introduce herself.
Hey everybody, I'm so glad to be here, and I'm even more excited to be here with our friend Jornea today, and also so excited about this new announcement and all the amazing resources that we'll be sharing with you today. So definitely stay tuned, because you're going to be leaving with all this amazing content that you'll be able to use with your classes tomorrow. So without any further pause, I want to make sure that we are introducing our special guest, Jornea. So Jornea, welcome.
Hey everyone. I am so excited to be here with my friends Tanya and Clara. You guys mentioned ISTE, and ISTE brings educators together. And it was because of conferences like ISTE that we got to know each other, and now we work together to empower every voice and also student creativity. So I can't wait to chat with everyone and inspire this incredible Adobe Creative Educator community.
Yeah, Jornea, we're so bummed we can't be in person. I know we'd usually be in the halls of ISTE, like seeing everybody and meeting after all the sessions, but we're so lucky that we have this means to be able to connect virtually. And, in terms of Flipgrid, tell us more about that. So I know some educators who are tuning in might be veteran users of Flipgrid. Some might not know much about it, but tell us more about the Flipgrid product and how you and your role and how you support educators on a daily basis.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So Flipgrid is a video-based discussion platform that truly fosters social learning. It's beautiful when students not only can share their voice, but learn from their peers, whether in their classroom or around the world. And so my role at Flipgrid is Head of Educator Innovation. And what that means is I'm just an educator who's out there helping and supporting other educators, working with our team to ensure that Flipgrid is the most inclusive platform for all students around the world. Flipgrid is 100% free. So we definitely want to ensure that there's something for everyone out there on Flipgrid. And so with my role, as well as some amazing educator innovation leads on our team, we connect with educators every day to learn more about how they're using Flipgrid in their classrooms, or to even give them ideas for implementation centered around best practices.
Oh, and you know that we love you guys, and we're definitely, always partnering and thinking about creative ways that we can, app smash. And so we know, and I know I love to app smash. We know a lot of educators love to app smash, meaning like pulling these different apps, using them in conjunction, finding creative ways to use them. I'm curious, how have you seen Flipgrid and Adobe Spark, or even Adobe Rush for that matter, used in creative ways? Have you seen that?
Yeah, you know what? I actually had a blast from the past earlier today as I was going back through some files that I had. So my very first Flipgrid webinar was before I even started working for Flipgrid, and I was app smashing, and I app smashed Adobe and Flipgrid because Adobe Spark was one of those tools, once again, that just fostered creativity with students. And, the cool thing about that, at that time, there was not a screen recorder inside of Flipgrid. So my app smash was Adobe Spark, Screencastify, and Flipgrid to get that student creativity inside of the Flipgrid grid at that time, because that's where students would then learn from one another and continue those conversations. And so it's so important for educators to know that there's no limits when it comes to educator tools. So tools like Adobe Spark, Adobe Rush, Adobe Spark Post or Video, you can utilize those tools standalone, or you can think of creative possibilities. Okay, so let's say Adobe Rush. It is a video creation tool, so you can save that video and always upload it into Flipgrid. Now, what we've been learning too is that we love to make things easier for educators. So both engineers from the Adobe team and the Flipgrid team got together, and we actually have an Adobe integration, which makes it so much easier for you as an educator to be able to add the Adobe content. So, inspiration comes from everywhere, and that's how our tools get better every day, because of educators who are using them, sharing how they're using them, and then it's, our job to make their lives easier, right?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only does Flipgrid have such an amazing tool to empower student voice, but I've also been learning more and more about the library of resources that you have available for educators. So what kind of resources do you offer, and how are you working with partners like Adobe?
Absolutely. So one of my favorite spots inside of Flipgrid is called the Discovery Library. It is a place for educators to find their next topics to easily launch for their class discussions, or share their best topics with other educators around the world. And what we realized over time is that there's so many organizations around the world that's creating content for educators. And we thought it would be awesome to have partners that are committed to sharing their resources for free for educators to use with their scholars. So I'll show you right now how we can use this Discovery Library. So we'll go ahead and share the screen. And what you'll notice is me logging into Flipgrid at flipgrid.com. And once you log into Flipgrid, you'll see at the very top of the screen, there's a couple of different tabs. Now, the first tab that you'll land on is where you're going to create that space for your students to discuss. That's why it's called the Discussion tab. But the very next tab is called Discovery. All right, so now that we're in the Discovery tab, what you'll see is a wealth of resources, as I mentioned, created by educators, but also by partners. And so right here in our partner section, I'll click View All, you'll be able to see all the partners, once again, who have made a commitment to putting in topics based upon their content for educators K-12 all the way to PhD and beyond. And so we're going to go right into the Adobe tile. And what you'll notice once we go into that Adobe tile is that there's resources that has been created for you from Adobe for Education. You'll have popular topics that educators are using from Adobe right at the very top. You'll also see collections. Now, the collections are incredible because Adobe has group these topics together based upon themes. So you'll see collections about seeking perspectives. Okay, so this is a great way for students to learn about others, different points of view. You'll see one about constructing ideas, and then you'll also see this other collection about creative expression. And as Tanya and Clara mentioned, there will be a special new collection that will come out just for ISTE. So you'll notice in these 25 topics added by Adobe for Education, I'll click inside of one, you'll notice that there will be a resource for you to access from Adobe, as well as information about the topic. And this is what your students will be able to see. You'll notice Adobe has even added in attachments for the resources for your students to easily use. Okay, educators, I know you have to be excited about this. Everything is packaged right for you. And the only thing you need to do as an educator is either save it to a collection to use later or add the topic right now to your classroom discussions. If you want to know more about Adobe and everything that they provide, as well as more information about the topic, you'll notice that there's integration notes that has been created for you. So definitely check out all of these topics, launch them inside of your classes, and share with us. We love to amplify how you're using our tools together.
Yay! I love these. They're so great. And they're so easy to navigate. There's so much good stuff, and they're connected to our amazing collection of resources on the edX. So it's such a win-win. I'm so thrilled that these are on there.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we were excited, to do the launch. And then the integration, once again, makes it super easy. So if educators are using Adobe to create for their students, they can easily add that as their topic media focus for students to easily access. And so we are not only excited about this partnership, but we know it will continue to grow into bigger and better things based upon the feedback from educators.
Oh, absolutely. And we're very excited about doing more, adding more, partnering more, and especially excited about our ISTE collection that will be coming out very, very soon as well. Yeah. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And in the next few weeks, you'll be seeing and hearing a lot more about our partnership and collection for pre-ISTE as well. Yeah. So this is a great show. I think that it's really informative, and sometimes being concise is also good too. And I want to kind of bring it all together with a really great reflection question. So those of you who are watching, we would love to know how you will inspire creativity and empower every student's voice with the new Adobe resources on Flipgrid. So please go ahead and in the chat, or if you're watching us on Twitter or YouTube, comment and share your thoughts. Reach out to myself, Jornea, or Clara on Twitter, and share with us, how do you plan on inspiring creativity with these amazing resources? We definitely would love to hear from you.
And you know what, Tanya, I think this is a perfect time with that question to let all educators know that those resources that will be created specifically for ISTE are really around the ISTE standards. So educators, if you are not familiar with the ISTE standards, these are phenomenal standards that will give you a window into ways that you can build enriched learning experiences for your students and ensure that they are being global collaborators and creative communicators. And with these two tools, it makes it super easy. And so there's 14 lessons that will be created, 2 for every single one of those ISTE standards. So there's something out there for everyone. And these are created by educators for educators. Okay. So if you're not sure how you're going to do that, I can tell you those 14 topics will get you started.
I even made one with Felisa Ford, and I it's really a lot of fun. And what's great about them is they're super easy to use. They're not a huge commitment of time, but they're just a great way of introducing these really important topics with your students. They're wonderful. So definitely check them out. And they're a great way to also build you and your students' digital literacy skills and fluency skills, because there's a lot of app smashing that's going on. So they're a win-win-win in every aspect of the word. So we're so excited, and we're so grateful to have you, Jornea, join us today. We're going to be seeing a lot of you. You're going to be seeing a lot of us in the next few weeks with this amazing partnership, and ISTE on its way with all the amazing activity that we have going on over the next few weeks.
Absolutely. And, we have that big event too, that pre-ISTE event. So we invite everyone to attend with us, pre-ISTE, learn a little bit more about that collection to really supercharge your ISTE experience.
Absolutely. And you know what, actually, before we hop off of this, I'm going to share my screen so we can share that Eventbrite here where we've been planning. So it'll be great that we actually have the ISTE team that's going to be joining us as well from the ISTE certification team. But you can see here, we have on Saturday, November 21st at 8 a.m. This is the first place we're officially announcing it, and we'll be sharing it out on social media soon. from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific time. So get your morning coffee and join us for Creativity and Student Voice. We'll be unveiling some of these new resources, in addition to special guest speakers like Monica Burns, Al Thomas, Felisa Ford, Jeff Glade, and more. And we'll also be having the ISTE team as well. So Carmelita and Greg, who will be talking about some of the certification programs, in addition to how you can get started with those. So super excited. Be sure to join us, and I will pop that Eventbrite link really quickly here in the chat.
Yeah, Saturdays are always learning parties for us on Flipgrid. So we would love everyone to just join us for this awesome learning party.
Absolutely.
Always a party with Flipgrid. We love you guys.
Always. I know. We'll have our like virtual glitter and unicorns and rainbows.
Yeah, definitely. Bring the creativity.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Jornea, so much for joining us. And thank you to everyone who watched our live stream today. We love you and can't wait to connect virtually throughout the rest of ISTE. And be sure to join us next week for the live stream, and we'll speak soon. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Bye.